Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, we just had an update on Mike Amesbury. But it's the chicanery of this government and justice system that has conspired against us, the people, once again, as the Labour MP Mike Amesbury's court case has been put back from December the 30th until January the 16th next year. Remember that Amesbury savagely attacked one of his own constituents in the early hours about 3 weeks ago. But somehow the police and the Crime Prosecution Service, or the Crown Prosecution Service even, have conspired to come up with a much lesser charge of common assault as opposed to affray. So Amesbury has been charged with common assault, which is a much lesser charge than affray. Common assault is a summary only offence where the maximum sentence is 6 months as opposed to the maximum sentence of 3 years for affray. These charlatans are bending our reality and they're spending weeks and weeks trying to find loopholes to get their chosen ones out of the holes that they've personally dug for themselves. Affray is a much more serious charge than common assault, and that includes fighting in public that may cause fear for other people's safety. What I saw in that CCTV footage would have caused me to have a bit of fear and concern for my own safety and for the safety of others. There was an out of control MP who was furiously attacking one of his own constituents. So the CPS are talking about fair trials. But what about the fair trials and handling of all those suspected of riots and posting online during the summer? We now have 2 active cases involving government officials which are now being dragged as slowly as possible through the judicial system. Compared to the speed of the fast tracking of all of those rioters and online posters who were fast tracked through the system in the summer. This government is hoping that the cases of Ricky Jones and Mike Amesbury will quietly go away if they put as much time and distance between them compared to those of the so-called rioters and online posters who were fast-tracked towards oblivion, and to my mind with little to no understanding or support to their legal rights and entitlements as suspects. Whereas this government has bent over backwards to assist and afford 2 officials who in many eyes are far more guilty and to worse actions as much legal support and assistance as possible in an attempt for them to escape justice. This 2-tier system stinks, and just to be clear, Starmer, all eyes are on you. We will not forgive and we will not forget. A man died in custody for holding a placard and for saying a few words. If we are to be a just society, then our justice system should not ever be weighted in favour of anyone. It must be blind to fear and blind to favour and meted out fairly and equally to all. Without this, we have no justice and only corruption and chaos. Our society rests on a firm and fair justice system. Please do not let these charlatans destroy what is left of our society. This government and CPS have at every single juncture looked to find any way possible to push back these cases. They were hoping that they would disappear from the public eye and memory, but they won't. We want justice, and the more these charlatans delay, then the less likely it is that we will get any justice. They love to play this game of delay and delay until something else takes centre stage and they can quietly brush these damaging cases under the carpet. I doubt we will get any proper justice with either Ricky Jones or Mike Amesbury. I certainly won't be holding my breath anytime soon. So guys, let me know down here in the comment section what you think about the cases that are happening with Mike Amesbury and Ricky Jones. We know that Ricky Jones was out on bail and his case was put back to January a while back, but we've only just heard in the last few days, or even I think it was just this morning, that Mike Amesbury's case has been put back from December the 30th to January the 16th, and the CPS and the police have somehow come up with a charge of common assault whereas he should probably be facing the more serious charge of affray. Because to my knowledge, and I might be wrong, if I'm wrong let me know down here in the comment section, common assault only carries a 6-month custodial sentence, whereas affray carries up to 3 years. And for instance, with common assault, he may just even get off with even without a custodial sentence. So I'm beginning to think funny things are going on behind the scenes. They're stirring the pot, and not in a good way. So in my opinion, I'm thinking a lot of things, and I just want to go back to the summer with the riots and with what happened to the people who were summarily sentenced. They were rounded up, caught, sentenced, charged, blah blah blah, within a week for rioting and for posting bits and pieces online. I don't think these people had a proper, well, I don't think these people had their basic rights properly read out to them and meted out to them. I don't think they understood what was being said and what was being done in their cases. They were literally rounded up and herded into court, and they are now serving sentences. Whereas what's happening in the case with Amesbury and what's happening in the case of Ricky Jones is the government, the CPS, the Labour Party and all these other officials are getting behind them, and they're giving them as much support and as much knowledge and advice as possible. They're literally looking at every single loophole they can to get out of this situation, and I don't think that's fair. The justice system should be equal to all. Everyone should have had their rights read out to them, and they should have been given access to a proper legal defence, and I don't think they were. I'm not saying they weren't, I'm just saying I don't think they were. So a lot of people probably really didn't know what was happening and the speed of what happened to them as well. And that's the thing. Remember, Starmer was saying the full force of the law. The speed of what happened to these people was mind-boggling. So my message to anyone, if you are accused of anything like this in the future, do not ever, 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 ever accept guilt on any case. Ask for your rights. Ask to be told your rights and to be explained your rights, and to have proper judicial legal people at present wherever you are being asked questions. Do not say anything in any way unless you have the proper representation, because people like Amesbury, people like Jones will have all the representation that is afforded to them, whereas a lot of us people who don't know what the legal system is, we are falling through those cracks in the crevices. We really are, and your life depends on it. It really, really does. So guys, make certain you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and I'm making certain that we keep all eyes on what happens with Starmer, what happens with Jones, and what happens with Amesbury. Not happy, people, not happy, but it is what it is. Make certain you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and please come back to the next Urb'n Bars reaction, guys.